Curran, what do you make of that little exchange, awkward silence with Pat McAfee?
I get along great with Pat McAfee. He regularly has me on my show, and today he kind of tried to put the toothpaste back in the tube by saying, I wasn't talking about anything in terms of the end of Bill Belichick in New England, but when you say we all understand what needs to be done or what is coming, no need to ask about it, that can't be about Bailey Zappi. It can't be. It's looking at the end game with Bill Belichick, and I think that was pretty clear, and I'm sure that Robert Kraft took it as such. And his lack of a concrete response there, his lack of a concrete response when he spoke to Rich Eisen, his lack of any commentary whatsoever with us, his lack of a vote of confidence in March, all speak to the fact that it's an owner who has expected results and has not seen them. And I don't blame them for being a year late, for Bill having a bad 2022, and them saying, you know what, we'll run it back one more time, because I do think that he earned, as many of his players did, one extra year to prove that he was right or not. But I think they are at not cutting time.
Boy, that was an awkward exchange. Awkward is the right word for it. And McAfee, whether he intended to or not, put Kraft in a really impossible situation. What is he supposed to do there? They're going to commercial, and he says, we all know what's coming. And it's sort of this ominous comment that's not even a question, and it leaves Robert Kraft no time to say anything. There is no opportunity for him to, if he wanted to, for instance, back Bill Belichick in that moment. Now, that being said, his silence in these other scenarios that Tom is describing, when he talks to Rich Eisen or when he doesn't talk to any reporters whatsoever at the league meetings recently, that to me speaks volumes.
So you don't think he, even if he had the opportunity and it was more of a question than a statement, that he would have come out and said, listen, I've heard all these rumors and I don't understand why they exist. Of course, Bill Belichick's going to be our coach next year. You don't think that was ever even anything that would have crossed his mind or happened had he been given the opportunity?
I highly doubt it. Now, what we've heard from him multiple times, right, Tom, is we're about winning. We want to win, whether it was in that interview, whether it was with Rich Eisen, or whether it was in the owners' meetings during the offseason when he was asked about getting Bill Belichick the Don Shula record. He said, that's all well and good, but we don't expect our players to chase individual awards. We are about winning. And when he says that, I believe that. And so my guess is his answer would have been something along those lines. Whatever it takes to get back to winning, that's what we want.
Curran, I know it chaps you a little bit. You know, the national guys come in, they're never here. They come in and they talk about how great and listen, Bill Belichick obviously is a great coach. He did a lot of great things here. But when they talk about what's happening on the field, there's a disconnect. So this idea that there's no way they could ever part ways with Bill Belichick, what have they been missing? How long has this been percolating?
Really since the 2017 season when Tom Brady and Bill Belichick got into a pissing contest over territory and what Brady would be allowed to do and what Bill wanted him to do. And in that period, Alex Guerrero became the chew toy that they fought over, but he was not the problem. It was Tom wanting to grow his brand, and that season was punctuated by Malcolm Butler. And then 2018, Tom doesn't get a contract. In 2019, they make it clear that he's not coming back. And then what's your plan post-Tom? And there wasn't one. All that trebled by draft inefficiency, trebled by free agent swings and misses in 2021, trebled by Matt Patricia and Joe Judge in 2022. And here we are with a 3-10 team that, you know, is obvious. With that, I mean, to me, there's a million smoking guns, but the season ticket holder letter to me where Bill, you know, Robert Kraft promises improvement and that they take it very seriously and it doesn't happen, he's speaking directly to the fans. So if he says anything, for instance, trying to quell speculation that is well-founded based on what he has said, it would be pissing up a rope, to use piss twice in one segment.
At this juncture.
That's so unlike you.
At this juncture, is there anything like, okay, let's just say, for argument's sake, they win out. The Patriots win out. They beat the Chiefs. They beat the Bills. They beat the Broncos. They beat the Jets, which that one doesn't always seem so difficult. Is there any chance that it reverses course? When
they came out of Germany, conversations I had that week made it very clear that a decision was made and they were going to play out the string, and at the end of the year there would be a parting of the ways for a variety of reasons. I think, and I wasn't told this specifically, but the main one being, you don't fire Bill Belichick during the season. It's just not going to happen. Additionally, though, he's an asset. He's under contract for another year, which we reported after ESPN or NFL media reported there was a long-term extension in place that would keep Bill locked up long-term. It's only through next year. So that would not be an impediment to them changing course. And it had gone too far. the Germany game, the Commanders game, the Saints game. All huge marquee games, and then there was a Chargers game after that. Just because they won last week in Pittsburgh in prime time, I don't think it quells anything.
And even if they win out, Trenni, to use your example, they still end up with 7 wins, out of the postseason, trending in the wrong direction. And it doesn't erase all of the personnel errors that, Tom and I have been talking about for a long time here. And so I'm sure the Krafts are looking at that and also looking at this offseason and all the cap space they have and what looks like it could be a top 3 pick in the draft. And it would be fair for them to ask, is Bill Belichick the right guy to lead us through that offseason into 2024 and beyond?
Yeah, it is a pivotal offseason, to say the least, for the Patriots.